Okay, today there's a new balance patch and there's new monsters coming in, so I'm going to be reading the monsters' skills and then reading the balance patch and seeing my impressions. I have read these skills already because I recorded the whole video and then realized I recorded it a little bit wrong, a little sad, but I'm going to read them again with you guys. Okay, first things first, how do they look? They look really good. This is the fire one, I'm pretty sure. They look really cool. The dapper serial killer type thing is going on. I actually really like it. I really like the art style. Like, to me, this art style is better than Raid Shadow Legends. Some people are call me crazy for that, but no, I agree. And I'm assuming these are the 6-star effects. The water, tree, and dark improve the reap, which looks like it's going to be the second skill, which I don't think it shows us what the reap increase is. So this could be even better than it says. So I'm not 100% sure on these three. And then the fire gets a guild speed leader, which is insane actually, because there's only one other 5-star in the game that even has a guild leader, guild speed leader, guild speed, and it's an LD5. And my guildie has it, so hopefully he puts it on defense, and it'd actually be really cool. But then now there's gonna be a fire one, so we'll see. And he actually does. And then the light one gets a guild accuracy lead, which honestly I feel like doesn't do anything. Actually, no, I guess it could go with the skills. I'm not sure. And then the insidious strike, which is I'm assuming skill 1 because they all have it. Attack the enemy 2 times. Each attack has a 50% chance to apply uncurable for 2 turns. So it's a heal block for 2 turns, which is nothing crazy, but it's a little bonus, better than nothing. The skill 2 for the light and the fire is boomerang hat, and attack the enemy and increase your action bar by 50%. Damage based on your speed. Okay, that's good. After using other abilities during your turn, there is a 30% chance to automatically cast this ability, which is very low, but so you can kind of just ignore this whole thing. It's a little bonus when you get it, if you get it, and then it'll increase your action bar if you get it. So you also don't want to be putting them on a team where the action bar matters, because if you use skill 1 and then it randomly does this, and then you're like, now he's going to be moving above my other guy. So it could be good, it could be bad. Kind of just ignore this for now, because it's not a really high probability. But the damage based on speed and the action bar increase by 50% is still good. The skill 2 of the water, tree, and dark. Attack the enemy 3 times. Each attack has a 6% chance of inflicting mark, which mark is a PvE debuff. So that's nothing. Those are like PvE debuffs usually, but they all three get improved on reap, probably in a unique way. So I'm very curious on how what the increase is. I don't think it shows on any of this, so that is something we're gonna have to look into when they're in the game. And the water third skill is remove all debuffs from all allies and recover HP by 20%, then grant 1 turn nullify and 1 turn unyielding. And nullify, what it looks like it has is a cancel a certain number of debuffs. So 1 turn nullify, I'm assuming, is if they get debuffed, then it'll cancel it. So it's basically but get rid of nullify. So I'm assuming it's basically a worse immunity. I'm not sure. And then unyield is basically can't be defeated. HP will never drop below 1. But this is the first monster with AoE unyielding. So it could be crazy, could be whatever, I'm not sure. This guy seems like a port, which sometimes ports are kind of whatever, but the 1 turn unyielding on AoE is still really good. Fire one, at the start of your turn, there is a 20% chance to remove all debuffs, then and grant 200% critical damage during this turn. For each debuff you have, the chance increases by 5%. Additionally, your attacks will recover HP to the ally with the lowest HP ratio by 30% of the damage dealt. So he looks like a bruiser. So you'd see 200% crit damage. Oh, that's a damage dealer, but you have a 20% chance and you need debuffs on you to increase the chance. So basically he's going to be your tank. Like if you're going against like 2 water units in guild content, and then you throw him in, have a guild speed leader, and then he's going to be your tank, and then he gets a turn, cleanses himself, and then he gets crit damage, a ton of crit damage, and goes and nukes with this skill, damage based on his speed, because he has speed leader as well. So he actually does seem really cool. He's a very unique, you don't need him, but he seems really cool. His room's really fun to play with, honestly. And then heals himself if he's the one lowest, I'm assuming, because it says ally. And like if you already used the skill, then he can still proc into the skill if you use skill 1. because skill 1 is just some uncurable debuff. So fire 1 looks really cool. Water 1 looks like an interesting support. We'll have to see how that turns out, especially with the awakening, the 6-starring buff. We'll have to see what they get additionally on their reap. Oh, Inner Killer is the name of this one. This skill, which is actually kind of cool. Grave Robber. I love the names. Robot Dance, Inner Killer, Grave Robber, Kilomatic 3000, Assembly. That's actually really cool because they're like robots too. So it's a robots with murdering and then a reaper. Yeah, that's cool. The Grave Robber, damage increased based on target's missing HP and the max HP destroyed. So if there's destroyed HP, then it'll do more. When defeating an enemy, you will gain stealth for 2 turns, steal 30% of the target's current attack power, and prevent the target from reviving. So they can't revive, goes into stealth, which stealth is unable to be targeted, and AoE damage is decreased by 15%. So he looks like a guild monster as well. It's just like the fire one, guild damage dealer. So he goes in, nukes a guy, steals a bunch of their attack power, and goes into stealth for 2 turns to try to do it again. Hopefully this skill isn't on a too long of a cooldown. We'll see. And also, like I said, we do not know what their reap 6-star bonus does. Not yet. We'll have to see on that. So this one looks really good. This one, all 3 of these look actually really good. This one turn of yielding seems really interesting. This guy seems really cool. This guy seems really cool. So we'll see. And they Kilomatic 3000. Throw random items that found in your hat to attack an enemy 4 times. The Cleaver, attack power, defense for 2 turns. Defense down for 2 turns. Hammer, defense, inflict 1 turn stun. Flask, HP, do 2 turn toxic. Grants grenade, speed, defense ignoring effect. And then the higher the current stat, the higher the chance to find that item. So basically, the higher the speed, higher chance of ignoring defense. The higher the attack, the higher defense down effect. The higher defense, higher stun effect, higher HP, higher toxic chance. So I think the toxic chance is kind of not that good. Unless you're doing it for like the boxing club boss, then you might replace him for the rat. But like at that point, maybe you should just use the rat instead of using an LD5 for your boxing club team, you know? Depends on even if you can guarantee the stats. I'm not sure on that. And so that's probably why he gets the guild accuracy lead, because he's a damage dealer that also applies debuffs. So he can get an accuracy lead, which let's see what is the accuracy lead for guild. Accuracy for 5-star, 42%. 42% is actually pretty good. So I think he gets a buff in here as well. The 42% is actually not bad, especially if that's all you have. So this guy seems very interesting. We'll have to see on the higher the chance, the higher the probability. So if you can guarantee 4 hits of ignore defense, pretty good. But if it's also thrown randomly to the enemies, if you choose an enemy and then it hits that enemy randomly, or is it randomly thrown to all enemies, all these random attacks? So I'm not 100% sure how that works. We'll have to see. But he does look interesting. I would still be happy with if I pulled him, honestly. Reassembly. This is interesting for the dark one. Revive with 15% HP upon death and counterattack using Reap. Reap is the skill 2, but also it's 6 stars into an extra ability, so I'm not 100% sure how this goes, but it does mark. Revives and does a mark for 2 turns. When you revive, increase the action bar of all allies by 15% and increase the attack power and life steal by 10%, stacks up to 3 times. Since it stacks up to 3 times, I don't think this is an attack buff, this is an attack increase. Somewhat similar to how she works with her skill, because she gives crit damage, 100% crit damage. I don't think it's not going to show right here. So basically, this is not an attack buff. This is an attack increase for 3 stacks and the life steal. So it looks like he's going to be crazy for Abyss dungeons. Probably this dungeon, honestly. Because you put him in one of these slots, and then he just dies, increases attack power and life steal, and then dies again, and then increases the attack power and life steal, and then dies again. So you're probably going to need a bunch of a team similar to like this, where he dies and then decreases the cooldowns of the skill. Because if this is on a high cooldown, it might not be as good, but we'll see. It's also that this guy counters this guy, which is funny, because he prevents him from reviving, and then he revives. I like it. So this is a passive, and I think this is a passive. I think all 5 of these look good. The worst one is either going to be, I don't know, they're all really good. I guess this depends on scaling. This kind of depends on the meta. This one kind of depends on how useful one turn nullify is, and unyielding, nullify. And also a little bit depends on the 6-starring improving of the reap on all 3 of these. But I think this guy would be really cool. I would be really happy to pull this guy. I would be happy to pull any of these, any 5 of these, and they look cool. I'm gonna, depending on how they summon for them, like if it's like Summoner's War, they have a tiny little banner boost and that's it. I might not even bother trying to specifically summon for these guys. But if they have or if it's even just a little random, like if they don't even have a summon boost, I would also not be super excited. Oh, I have the fire power beats as well. So I'm going to save my summons. All these guys look really cool. My pity is, okay. I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close to pity. So I can guarantee a fire one. So depending on how they introduce new monsters and how to summon them, depends on how, if I'm even going to try to get one of these or not. That all depends though. I'm not 100% sure. But these all look really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Every single one looks good. The water one's probably the worst in my opinion. Just because it's support. Support you can get from anywhere, you know? The 5-star support does help, yes. But it's not necessary. But in this is very unique. It's a very unique 5-star ability. I'm assuming they're all 5 stars. I'm pretty sure they're all 5 stars. If they're not 5 stars and I'm all saying all this stuff, then it doesn't even make sense. That'd be crazy, but I'm pretty sure they're 5 stars. Every single one of these look really interesting though. I'd be very happy with any of these. That'd be really cool. Okay, and if you're excited for these new monsters that are coming out, like I am, stay tuned, subscribe, because I am setting up my summons for these monsters. Sadly, I already summoned a ton of summons in a video that I already made, didn't upload yet, but a little sad. But I'm still looking forward to these next ones, so save your summons. And if you want to use any of the monsters I pull in my summons, make sure to use my invite code. So I can and if you want me to swap to anything, I can swap to it, because that'd be really cool, because everybody gets to use your monster, you know? And if you also want to join my guild, you can join my guild, and same thing, you can join monsters and stuff. There's everybody in it, but I am going to be kicking anybody that isn't active, so make sure you stay active. And if you just want to see me randomly farming, like this guy over here, which is so funny. I think it's so cool that they even have this. And there you go. See you in the next one.